fashion trends. So normally when we look at bridal, the trends stay at least 1 or 2 seasons, and possibly 2 to 3 years. So we see a longevity in a certain look or style of gown. Now, while lace still proves to be the #1 choice of brides, styles change drastically. So last year, it was very low cut, back entrance, and body conscious. I mean, everybody had to show boobs and booty. So we saw a lot of that. This year at Market, which is, we go to April and October Market in New York, it flipped like that. Coverage. The #1 thing now girls are coming in is coverage. Whether it be a jewel neckline with lace appliques, whether it be long sleeves. We have one dress, well we have two actually, with bell sleeves from the 70s, #1 selling dress. We just got it in. So we're finding girls are finding coverage. Buttons, bridal buttons are very important again, and bows. Girls are wanting sashes with bows on the back with the streamers. We're seeing slimmer dresses. There will always be a princess, by the way, and this is not to say it's wrong to wear anything else. I'm just telling you what the trends we're seeing. Slim dresses with out much petticoat. And I'm from the South, I love a petticoat. I'd have the dress so full it'd be hanging over the side of this thing if I was wearing one. But slim dresses and not as much ornamentation. Light beading, scattered stones, nothing concentrated, beaded tops, full bottoms, not so much. They want it a little more quieter. They want the dresses to move easier. That boho look is still very popular with the wreaths of flowers in the hair. And you're seeing that in tablescapes as you see a lot of greeneries coming into the bouquets, more so than flowers. So the flowers are going east to west. The bouquets are going across instead of up and down, north to south. So it's funny to watch the trends. Shoes, which were so very important a few years ago, not so important. Girls would bring in these Jimmy Choos or these incredible shoes that cost more than their dresses. I mean, some of those red bottom shoes are $1,500. I mean, it's amazing what girls spend on shoes. And, but we're seeing that's kind of played now. Makeup, a more natural look, concentration on the eyes and the lips. Cheeks are gone, so no blush or rouge, as my grandmother would say. And so we're seeing a much more natural feel to the makeup. Hair, while we're still seeing down and cascading and curls, be mindful of where you're getting married and what time. So if you're getting married, let's say at 11 o'clock, and did you know that 11 o'clock used to be the most formal time to be married ever? And to this day, it's still considered for society, 11 o'clock wedding is the most chic wedding. The royal wedding, 11 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock. But anyway, let's say you're getting, so that means you're really getting married, you're getting up and getting dressed 6, 7 o'clock in the morning to have hair and makeup done. So you've got to think about how is your hair going to hold up throughout the day. Because if you're getting married at 11, you're going to go to a lunch and maybe an early evening reception. So if your hair is fine, thin, or even thick, it can get stringy, it can get frizzy, and it can go limp. So think about where you do your hair. We do see it down, and if you are wearing it down, a lot of these girls have stylists or extensions or something to maintain it. So that's interesting to see. Nail color. It's interesting. It kind of goes with the lips now. So we're seeing a little bit of a matching with that. There for a while, it was very pointed. The nails extremely pointed and nude. French manicures, kind of dropping off. We don't see that. We're seeing color on the nails. And we're seeing that taupe. We're seeing very nude colors, pale pinks. We're seeing navy blue for your something blue. So it's interesting to watch how that shifted too. So French manicures are going by the wayside, and we're seeing a more natural nail, not as long, and in a muted shade. So dusty pinks, taupes, beiges, and nude is what we're seeing. And it's just interesting to see how that is. And there's less ornamentation on you. So earrings, a headpiece, not necessarily a necklace, earrings, a cuff, a headpiece. So it's being very specific where the ornamentation is when the girls are dressing. And that's things that we're seeing from London, Paris, Milan, and New York, which that's where it all lands before it comes to us in New York, and we filter it down to Atlanta. I tell you one of the things when you're looking at that, it's always, when you're having them, you want to look at, which is most convenient for me when I'm going to any event, is I want to make sure I have plenty of parking. If it's colder months, I want to make sure I can hang my coat somewhere that I don't have to leave it on the back of the chair. So those are things to think about when you're inviting the guests. If it's extremely hot that day, which I know it didn't get too hot, y'all think it's hot, but when it comes to Atlanta, and when you're doing it, the things you might want to do as your guests come into the ceremony site is have 2 of your groomsmen, because you know they don't do a damn thing. You girls are busy all day, those boys are playing golf. Or hiking or something. So have 2 of the groomsmen standing at the end as people enter into the ceremony site and giving them a sip of lemonade or a sip of water with mint in it, so it's something that they can have. Be mindful those glasses are going to have to be picked up and put back to some spot. But be thankful of that. And if it's extremely cold, you might want people to come in, walk in the door, and have your servers presenting them with a hot drink, whether it be a chocolate to kick off the evening, a hot chocolate, a cocoa, or a cup of tea, a cup of coffee or something, just so when they walk in that room, they get an experience. When they walk into that ceremony site, they get an experience. So you want to be mindful of how you can capitalize on that day and make your guests feel extremely comfortable and know you're taken care of. So you want to make sure there's always plenty of bathrooms. Hate waiting in line, agreed, especially you girls. God almighty, I don't know what y'all do up in there. And then a place to put your coats, obviously. A place to park your car. Those are just simple things that we forget about and the logistics of everything. So the question was, if you're having a wedding shower, should you invite people that you're not inviting to the wedding? So are you not inviting them because you don't want them and you just want a gift? That's what I do. I mean, if they're bringing me a gift, they're invited. But that is very tricky. I mean, you're kind of like teasing them a little bit by saying, come to my shower, but you're not coming to the wedding. So I would say no, if you're not going to include them into it. But also you gotta remember, showers are meant for immediate family and your bridal party. So most showers are given by the mother, the grandmother, the aunt, and they bring all the family members in and your best girlfriends, sorority sisters, and buy you lingerie and some very interesting apparitions for the honeymoon, I've been told. I'm not gonna go there. For dinner and stuff like that. So I'm gonna tell you this one little quick thing that we do in the South. It's called a sip and see. Do you know what these are? Oh my God, they're so bitchy, but we love them. So a sip and see is pretty much what you're doing. In the day, no proper family would have a wedding without a sip and see. And a sip and see is when the bride starts receiving her gifts, her registry. So your china, your sterling. Honey, we still have sterling and monogram it. We still do place settings for 12. You know, we're still doing that. So when this starts arriving, you would put a table in the living room or the formal front room. You put a cloth on it, and you would set out a place setting of your china, a place setting of your Waterford stemware, your sterling silver, the silver frame, and little tchotchkes that people have sent you. And this is usually 4 weeks prior to the wedding. And you're doing this, and you have a tea. And you invite your grandmother, your aunt, anybody that has helped you through the wedding process, your seamstress, your best friends, your sisters, your bridesmaids, and you come over and you sip and see the gifts before anybody else gets to see them. So you actually get to partake in what the bride's doing. But it also gives you the opportunity to say, oh my God, look at Mary Beth. She gave me a place setting of my, bone china. Oh, and Susie, thank you for the salt and pepper shaker. So it can work both ways, yeah. Oh, I really appreciate those napkin rings. And so it's funny, but we still have sip and sees, and it's a great fun party. And heaven knows what you could sip on, and Lord only knows what you could see. So you can turn those into whatever you want.